With that, I want to invite Mary to the podium.
Thank you for having me here today. My name is Mary Colter, and I'm a permitting analyst at Orsted here in Providence. As a proud graduate of URI and its Energy Fellows Program, now just starting my career in renewable energy, it's an honor to join you to celebrate this moment. I can say with certainty that I wouldn't be here today working for Orsted if it wasn't for my experience at URI and as a URI Energy Fellow. Getting through the program wasn't easy, but it was definitely worth it because it helped me to develop my skills and confidence that I needed to work in the renewable energy industry. Through the program, I secured an internship at Orsted. That opportunity led me to my now full-time job as a permitting analyst. Through the work for the company, I'm working for a company that's leading the nation's offshore wind industry from right here in Rhode Island. Rhode Island led the way with the Block Island Wind Farm. And now with investments like this one we're announcing today, Rhode Island can continue to be a leader. We're giving more students like myself preparation they need to find great jobs and work on projects that will shape our energy future. So again, thank you Governor Raimondo, Dr. Dooley, Jeff Grabowski, and Thomas, and the rest of the Orsted team for your commitment to growing the offshore wind industry here in Rhode Island. You're really giving college graduates like me even more opportunities to make a real difference in the energy field. Thank you. So now I'd like to introduce Kristen Evock from the North Kingstown Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you, Mary, and I want to thank Governor Raimondo for your ongoing support and vision of the Real Jobs RI program. It has been a tremendous experience to hear the governor's vision about what do the businesses need and how we can meet those needs and training and developing a workforce that's committed to offshore wind energy. I also want to thank Scott Jensen, the Director of Labor and Training, for his ongoing support. Whenever we see Scott, he's first to say, what do you need and how can I help you? He's just amazing. And I want to thank Dr. Phil O'Shea, who's with us today, who's the superintendent of the North Kingstown School System, and President Dooley at URI for his support of our Win-Win RI program and for providing the Energy Fellows as guides. The mission of our Win-Win RI program is to create, design, and build a talent pipeline in the offshore wind energy industry. And we've conducted a multi-pronged approach. So we're targeting incumbent workers, unemployed workers, and underemployed workers. But we're also focused on youth because it's an aging out workforce. So the people who have the current skills that are applicable to the offshore wind industry, today the average age is 55. That's not unlike other industries. So what we have done is created the first offshore wind energy certification in the United States that we have piloted at North Kingstown High School. So we're really proud of that certification, and that certification includes coursework in wind energy, engineering, mathematics, but also taking advantage of the state's resources and having experiential field trips to the first offshore wind farm in the country off of Block Island, and also to the Coastal Resource Center at URI with Jen McCann and her team to learn from the public policy perspective about the SAMP process. So the students are learning about the stakeholders that were involved in that process and how that all comes together. Another component is the students are receiving internship hours and their licenses in STCW, Sea Survival Boat Training, their six-pack launch license, and their SPRAT training working at heights. We believe that by having these combined skill sets, that they will be well positioned, these students, to enter the workforce directly after high school or to go to a 2-year college or 4-year college and then into the workforce. It gives them that advantage of succeeding in the industry and supporting this fast emerging industry that is coming to Rhode Island. The other thing that I'd like to mention as well is that we will be hosting a wind turbine competition utilizing the wind tunnel at CCRI in the academic 2019-2020 school year, and we'll be partnering with a lot of high schools to provide that. Rhode Island will be one of 22 states to offer this wind turbine competition, and only the second in New England. The other one's Maine, so we're excited about that as well. And lastly, I'd like to talk about another partnership, one with the University of Rhode Island and Kid Wind, which is a leading wind program, educational program in the United States. Kid Wind has been providing summer academies for 11 years in the Midwest and out West. They are hosting their first ever with the North Kingstown Chamber of Commerce, University of Rhode Island, and the Department of Labor and Training, an offshore wind academy for teachers here at the Coastal Bay Resource Center from July 15th to the 18th. We have hundreds of teachers from around the world who will be attending this academy, so we're very excited about that. And lastly, Fast Company recently named the North Kingstown Chamber of Commerce's Win-Win RI program on behalf of our grant with Department of Labor and Training as a world-changing idea. We're so proud of this program and pleased to have all these wonderful partners and teammates like Keith Stokes and Laura Hastings with Department of Labor and Training who are with us here today. And I'd like to introduce Justin Kinnis, who's a senior at North Kingstown High School, who's been participating in this pilot program, so we can hear firsthand from a student about his experience. Justin?
Hello and thank you everyone for coming to today's event. I just want to start off by thanking Dr. Morris for offering me the opportunity to speak here today. I also want to thank Governor Raimondo for organizing this event, which has allowed me to talk about my experiences in the North Kingstown Chamber of Commerce's Win-Win RI certification program, what they have provided through their Real Jobs RI grant, and what it has meant to me. During my early years of high school, I realized engineering was something that held a great interest for me. I found that a hands-on job that involves designing and creating products was likely going to be in my future. If it wasn't for the many engineering courses taught at my high school, along with the field trips that the Win-Win RI program has provided for the students, I might not have the same interest in engineering as I do today. As part of the Win-Win RI program, I'm excited to be participating in the Safety Training Certificate to Work, or STCW-10 course taught by Confident Captain. This class allows me to gain experience in fire safety, first aid, CPR, basic sea survival, and personal safety and social responsibility at sea. This course has given me a great perspective on what a career in the marine ecosystem would look like. Through the Win-Win RI program, I was able to participate in a trip to the Block Island wind turbine farm, which I found to be very exciting. I was able to see each turbine up close, and from the ferry, I was able to view the massive scale and the structure and the immense complexity of the engineering required to make each turbine function. As I learned more about the turbines, I became more interested in the possible opportunities that they could present in my future. After becoming familiar with the relationships between the North Kingstown Chamber of Commerce, the Win-Win RI certification program, Real Jobs RI, and Orsted, I've come to realize how much these organizations may impact my future. Having the opportunity to experience the Win-Win RI program has opened my eyes to many possibilities. Overall, the time I've spent learning about engineering and marine safety in this program has given me the satisfaction of knowing that I have many choices for a successful career in my future. Thank you all for giving me your time, and I hope you all have a great afternoon.
That was excellent, thank you. I've had the opportunity to go down there and see what's happening in North Kingstown, and it's amazing. And I think Fast Company's right. I mean, what did they say? It's a world-changing idea. It is a world-changing idea because at the same time that we are creating new industries, we need to make sure that we have a pipeline of talent. And that pipelines, they start in middle school and go through high school. And I think it's fantastic. So thank you, and thank you to URI. Indulge me for one more minute. There are a few people I want to recognize. I want to recognize Grover from CRMC, who really began this work, and without your work to lay the foundation, quite literally we wouldn't be here today, so thank you. And everybody at CRMC, I've already recognized Stefan, the folks at DLT do an incredible job, and I wanted to recognize Carol Grant and her team, kind of in the trenches day in and day out, working on smart and clean energy policy and renewable policy.